Kia ora koutou. My name is Tim Bell. I work here at the University of Canterbury as a computer science lecturer. The main research I work on at the moment is computer science education for schools. So we're interested in how do we teach school students these mechanisms that are behind the digital world that we live in. Some people worry that if we teach something in schools at the moment, it'll be out of date as soon as we've taught it. But the reality is, the more things change, the more they stay the same. This is the IBM 360-44. It's one of the first computers that the University of Canterbury ever had. In fact, Canterbury was the first university in New Zealand to get a computer. That was in 1962. In the early 20th century, a computer was actually a person. In fact, it was a room full of people doing computing. So when the electronic computer came in, it was quite a breakthrough and replaced a whole lot of human work going on. What we can see here is actually just the front panel of the computer. The actual computer was probably about the size of 2 fridges behind it. And in addition to that, the input to the computer came from punched cards. Now, punched cards have lots of holes in them, and that's done separately because you don't want people spending all their time on the computer putting things into it. So they would go off and punch things, they'd punch holes here which represent the control commands and the data that they want to get into the computer. And then these punch cards would be read in through a machine that would read a whole pile of cards. So this computer might have been a lot faster than the human computers that it replaced, but of course it's not very fast compared with modern computers. Even the smart watch is about 6 times faster than this computer was with its 2 fridges, and it stores about 3,000 times as much data. In fact, this watch could have run the entire university and it would have been an upgrade, and it also, these computers cost about the same as several houses back in the day. One of the things that hasn't changed since the day of this computer and modern digital devices is that it turns out that binary numbers are the best way to store things on a digital computer. It's just cheaper and faster. You can actually see the binary digits on this. Each of these switches is either down or up, 0 or 1, on or off. So you can literally see the binary numbers. In fact, there's even a little cheat sheet here to help you convert binary numbers if you forget how they work. I think one of the cool things about thinking about these objects is to realize how much things have stayed the same. The basic principles about how this works, it's got addresses, it's got data and so on, is exactly how modern computers work. It's how mobile phones are programmed. And so people who learn how to program even an older machine, maybe not quite this old, would still have a lot of the understanding of what you need to do modern programming. As the digital disappears into an analog world, it's really important to really be able to draw it out and enable students to understand what's going on in those digital devices, because otherwise they're basically living in a world where they have no understanding of the mechanisms that are underneath. This narrative points to the future as digital devices become more and more pervasive. They actually kind of blend into the background, and so we don't even notice the digital devices that we're using all the time. When you start your car, when you press the microwave oven or something like that, it's actually a computer program that's probably at least as complicated as some of the computer programs that we're running on this thing. I hope our future interfaces are going to be just as good.